Hey people, Ingrid here, 1v1, Old Battlegrounds, blue side. We've got Firebelly with some trolls. Let's see this opening gambit with their builds then. Only one hunting up early. Early Stonebreaker suggests we're going to see some throwers. Meanwhile, green side, for the win cheese, with some elves. Out comes the Ranger. Range damage powerhouse that can summon and empower creatures. Got a wolf by her side now. They're just killing the bandits that start right next to your base. I assume Firebelly. Yep, it's the Troll Chieftain smacking them real good. There's another Stonebreaker. You're definitely going to see a thrower opening. I think you do always level up off the first group of creeps. And let's see what they've gone for. I wish there was a way for me to see their skill trees on free spectator mode, but I've got to go in here and do this. Looks like we have 2 brute force, 2 health, and 1 on slam. Going for a generic kind of tanky chieftain. Gonna grab some flags and stuff. Forgive me while I fumble around with these controls. I do wish we had some hotkeys for those things. Oh, the wolf's been sent off, I guess. Yeah, just harass things.
Completed.
Try and harass the food gatherers. I do think you got to start. You got to start with 3 food, surely, for trolls. The smashers cost 12 each. Really going to lean into those early flingers. Needs to put the pressure on early, Firebelly. Elves start relatively weak with their guardians. I mean, smashers would smash guardians, but once they get their tier 2 rolling, assuming they transition well and can get on iron, wardens, wanderers, protectors, they're going to struggle to deal with that burst damage, especially with the Ranger. She's so strong. I wonder if they'll nerf her. She is considered very strong right now. Maybe they'll nerf the wardens instead. So much burst damage. Maybe lower their foot speed a bit so they can't set up those bursts quite as well. Lots of harassment from the wolf. I believe, yeah, they have 300 health. So even troll workers don't have more health. Have they expanded up yet? No, I think you generally expand like backwards on this map. You see Cheese has got this outpost flag already back here. Ranger happy to go and attack these alone. Nope, just gonna sneak past. I was gonna say, we do have the Lenya leaves here. Trolls can generate their own tier 3 resource just by having some trolls on it. We got our first smasher. No sign of any throwing camp yet, but I imagine that's going to be the next purchase. You don't need a worker to run the camps for the throwing and hitting. Little group of undead with a bath of blood over here. Ranger's going to hit these bandits. Such a quick clearer. That was a true shot there. I assume she has hail of arrows as well. And we can see, attacked. Yep, there's the hail of arrows, true shot, and spirit of the forest, most likely one of the deep waters as well. Yep, there's deep waters, and she's got 1 brute force. Here comes a chieftain to try and go for this flag. One good thing about elves early on is that you can use a group of guardians, since they're quite quick. Like 3 or 4 of them could run around and smack a flag pretty quickly. Expect tier 2s around 8 minutes or so. I think he's going to get this flag. Wolf is on him. 1,000 hit points on this guy. Maybe need to nerf that a bit, because you can just, re-summon him. They did get that flag. Going to just instantly build it here. Nope, maybe not. Takes a crack to the head. I mean, a wolf does have quite low damage. But if this wasn't a chieftain, if this was like an enemy ranged hero, they obviously couldn't put this pressure on with the wolf around. Traded relatively well when he went to base there. What do we got in terms of smashers on the field? I saw that one. Have a Pathfinder here trying to take the flag. Take him a while, but he's working on it. There is a Storm Drake in the mid. Is that what it's called? No, Storm Wyvern, sorry. Which is 9,000 hit points of area of effect lightning death. I think you want a tier 2 army before you try to tackle that guy. Wolf now helping with that banner. There's a smasher and there's a throwing camp. We already have a thrower up. It's a little bit slow. Maybe. I mean, 5 minutes isn't bad. But they have not pushed or harassed yet. Doesn't have any mobility options. The Chieftain does have a ranged attack though. You can like fling junk at you. And we're going to see the Ranger harass now. Okay, probably a true shot and a couple of basic attacks, and they would, I imagine, take down a worker. True shot's like 200 damage. Couple of throwers there. Throwers cost 3 stone, I think, to convert from the smashers. The wolf is in there harassing the workers. Look at that. Awesome way to use them. And down goes a tree chopper. How long does it take to replace them? It's a good 5 or 6 seconds, isn't it? Got a hunter too. And since the trolls only have 1 worker per building, you can really damage with this harassment just by taking out a single worker. You're basically shutting the building down completely for those few seconds. And solid Ranger play so far. Chieftain's trying to put pressure on her. She's using the relatively intricate ruins on this map to annoy him. What was that? Oh, that was the wolf being summoned again. And remember, I think you can use the summon even if the wolf is up. It will just kill the current wolf. So if she's in trouble, just use it again. Wherever the wolf is, they'll just die. And you get another one. You can have such a strong pet with the Ranger too if you don't go all in on a bow. When you get that bay, you can make it over like 3,000 hit points, I think, with all the buffs. And good damage numbers too. Might be worth a shot at the build, but having this ranged burst damage is hard to give up, especially with the wardens around you. Speaking of tier 2, we are in tier 2. How have they transitioned to iron? Where is the iron even? There's some up here. They've got an expansion here for some more wood and hunt. I think the first expansion was here. Yes, because there's a stone cutter. You only need 1 or 2 stone cutters as elves. That's why they transitioned really hard. Oh, there's iron here too? Huh. Might be quite difficult to manage the workers then. Because you want 2 or 3 iron mines. At least, as soon as you can. They transitioned very hard into iron because they don't have to worry about stone as much as some other factions, I guess. Balances it out. Got 3 throwers here. They need to push 4 throwers. A smasher. I think they're waiting a little bit too much for a critical mass here. Chieftain's out here all alone. Meanwhile, Cheese has harassed a bit. Killed a worker here and there. Slowed down Firebelly. Trolls don't need to expand that much. So I don't think that's been a problem. Another hunter's hut coming up here. And a couple of stone breakers. So those throwers upgrade into spike flingers, they're called. They do AoE damage, magic damage I believe as well, which not a lot of units have resistance to. I'm not sure how they trade with wardens though. How many groves do we have? 1, 2. If we just move over to cheese, we can see wardens are only 2 iron. They're cheaper than wanderers. Wanderers do have that AoE arrow bouncy thing, but they're usually just skipped for protector and warden, I think. Here come the throwers. I mean, it's 100 damage per shot. It is pierce, which is going to be protected by the protectors if they get onto the field quickly enough. But I imagine they'll be on spike fingers by then. Here are the guardians. They're not going to be able to effectively fight the the throwers though. It's interesting they're going for their ranged weapons. Guardians can switch between dual swords and the bow.
Building completed.
I assumed they tried to get into melee with them. But no, they're going to try and trade shots, which I don't think is going to work great against the throwers. Chieftain's going in first, try to draw fire.
Our workers are under
I
attack.
don't think the heroes have leveled up again. I think they're both still level 2. We shall check though after this fight. There's his big slam.
Our Our workers are under attack.
Are they attacking somewhere else? They just trade really well because they've got so much health.
Building completed.
1050 hit points on these fellas compared to 550 for a Guardian. They're much cheaper in terms of food, of course. They're just 6, aren't they? Again, we'll check when this fight is over. Did well. Not sure what this guy is. He's trying to go to a hitting camp, is he? Can they get that fella? I don't think they can. Okay, let me bring the thing up. Oh, we're still on it. They're 8 food, okay.
Enemies are attacking.
Oh, Firebelly's gone to the shop. What's he going to get? Probably some potions. Yeah, he ran out of potions. That's why they couldn't stop. Oh, they got away.
I'm getting new wares by
I thought they died. They did get away. Must have used their teleport, I guess. We've got a bunch of smashes here. And we do have a hitting camp, so they could turn into the skull crushers. How long? What does it take to get a spike flinger? 6 scrap, 10 stone. So you do need to transition pretty well onto the stone. Skull crushers are 10 scrap, 2 wood, and then it's another 13 scrap for the wall breakers. Where are the scrap hoarders? Don't see them. You can get scrap hoarders going in tier 1, but oh, there it is. There's a scrap hoard. But the 20 food needed. This is a really mean bear up here. The 20 food needed to get the that guy's really loud.
The tribe needs more room. Build more
The
shelters.
voices are so loud in this game. I turned them down. I need to turn them down more. But as I was saying, the 20 food needed for each scrapper, I guess they're called, makes that not super viable to get running in tier 1, and it's a prime target to be harassed if you can get to them. As I said, look at this. This is a great use for Guardians. Run around, take out a flag, so quick. And they've got good foot speed. Are they going to go after the wyvern? I don't think that's enough to go after it. They do have spike flingers though. Bit more hit points, and look at that. 0 to 180 magic damage. I guess the damage changes depending on how close you are to the impact, is what I'm reading from this. Yeah, AoE damage does some damage to buildings too. I don't know why it put that specifically in the tooltip. Boom. But this is fine. Cheese is happy with this. They are just gearing up for an army of wardens. Oh, and here they are. We have got 6 of them already. 175 damage. Yes, they attack slowly, but burst damage is strong. Burst damage is the meta. We got scrappers there on an actual scrap pile, which is nice. This is a decent amount of trolls. But they'll be able to move and shoot and move and shoot. How much health do the wardens have? I've lost them. They're over here. 800. Maybe if they can get a good couple of spikes in amongst them. Oh, they're going for the wyvern. That's going to level up our ranger here. She's level 2. I wonder if that gets her all the way to level 4, actually. Here, the wolf is tanking. We have protectors on the field now. Although their phalanx aura won't help against the magic damage. It's only strike and pierce resistance it gives. You see this blue aura here? That's the phalanx buff.
Grew stronger.
She's not close enough to get it now. Godstone activated. Here's the phalanx buff right here. Plus 20, plus 20. Going for a push into base. See if this came like 2 or 3 minutes earlier. Go back to free spectate. I think the chieftain's going to go down here. See the power of these wardens. Look at that. Down he goes. Didn't have any potions left, I guess. Or it was on cooldown or whatever. We have one wall crusher here. They do massive amounts of siege damage. Bear in mind that most units have resistance to siege damage, as you see there. So the number isn't quite as scary as it seems. But it's still pretty scary, even if you're resisting 75% of it. Here we see that phalanx buff again. You do need to be quite close for it. And they are getting, yeah, they're getting wrecked by the spike flingers with their magic damage. So is it even worth it? Just go full wardens. I guess they are drawing fire, the phalanx, and they can tie things up and stuff. That sound is a godstone being used, I believe. Scrappers are still on that. Wardens regenerating. Do I see a refinery anywhere, or whatever the elves call it? I don't think I've seen one. I assumed that they'd come out pretty quick in tier 2, but maybe it's not seen as needed all the time. Hunting cabin up here too. Here's the iron mine operation. 4 iron mines in this sector. Just full iron there. That's powered all those wardens. So that would have been a great location for Firebelly to go and harass. I mean, it's hard to tell how well all the players know all the maps. Cheese is a relatively experienced player on the leaderboards and stuff. Not sure where Firebelly is, but they've acquitted themselves well. Just couldn't quite get those throwers up quickly enough to go and melt some workers and that. It's a lot of wardens. That's very scary. Especially since I assume Firebelly has not been able to level up. Yeah, they're still level 2. Whereas Troll Cheese are level 5.
Building
What did they
completed.
get? They went heavy into deep waters. They now have bullseye as well. That's really bad news for the chieftain. Little bit of concentration for the cooldown.
We're being attacked.
Oh man, look how quickly they deal with buildings as well. Got some smashes here. It's a decent little troll army. It wouldn't take them long to take on that heart of the tribe, would it? They are in the elf base on the sanctum. They've snuck in. Here comes the defense though. Warden should be able to mop this up. Should be able to mop this up, yeah. Down goes the chieftain again. Not sure what this bard denotes. Is that how long it takes to respawn? Because you can hit the respawn button like immediately after they die. Maybe that is the timer for it. Spike flingers are gonna get caught. I mean, he did some work. Just not quite enough of it. Not quite enough of it. Yeah. I don't think I spotted military upgrade building either. Trolls don't get one, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I spotted it for these guys. Did not get the heart of the forest or whatever it's called. Don't need it, you got wardens. Oh, that forester's doing the I can replant trees thing, so they must have the economic upgrade building somewhere. I just can't bloody find it. Here we go. This is the death squad, I think. They can't stop this. Let's see how quickly they take out the heart of the tribe. That skull crusher died immediately. And look, they're just getting right in there. Right up close to the protector. Which gives them resistances to this strike damage from the skull crushers and stuff. Ranger levels up. Again. They haven't attacked the... Oh, there we go. Pretty damn effective. Pretty damn effective. And they're going to get a victory here. Cheese is going to take it with a pretty solid performance. Used the Guardian as well for that little push on the flags and stuff. Bided their time, leveled up the Ranger pretty smart and pretty well. And they just didn't have the pressure. Firebelly couldn't pressure enough earlier. Just couldn't get those throwers going. I think just rushing with smashers, right? Maybe. I mean, the throwers are really good at 100 damage each, but I think just a couple, that's like one smasher alongside the chieftain would have helped so much when he was chasing around the ranger and stuff. But there you have it. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.